Well, good morning, Lori.
Good
Thanks for joining me
morning.
today.
Thanks for the invitation.
You're welcome. One of my goals for 2023 has been to highlight some of the amazing community non-for-profit agencies that we have here in Salina. And with March being Women's History Month, I've chosen to give awareness and some financial support to the YWCA Legacy Fund,
Awesome.
which is hosting the Women of Achievement event, which we're having this year. And you are the current chairperson, and I would like for you to share a little bit about how that all came to be.
Okay. Well, in 2006, when the YWCA closed its doors, the former board members came together and they wanted that mission to remain alive in our community. And so the sale of their former building turned into the YWCA Legacy Fund, which is housed at the Greater Salina Community Foundation. And each year it grants awards into the community to keep the mission of the YWCA alive. So the funds currently are supporting women's growth and leadership and power. So what an incredible spotlight that you're able to put on this today by having this little podcast conversation. I think you're doing that just by having this conversation to help children attain their greatest potential, to create an environment to assist in the physical, mental health, and well-being of women and their families, and to pursue the elimination of racism. So that is what the fund aims to do, and it continues to provide grants to local nonprofits who are applying through the Community Foundation for those four purposes.
Can you give our audience a little bit of example of some of the things that it has funded in the recent years?
Sure. So again, they have to be a 501c3 nonprofit organization in order to be eligible, and they have to be able to impact Saline County. So even though the Community Foundation more broadly supports other communities, these funds stay in our community. And so things that have been used in the past are things like Salina Child Care to help with equipment and scholarships. I know at CAPS, where I work, the fund has helped with the bullying prevention education that's provided in schools for every Saline County child. And the board members that are making this selection are still people who were involved with the YWCA. So those things continue to be alive. I don't have the most recent list, unfortunately. I was hoping that I could pull that up and tell you exactly what was selected this year. But I know that there are things around childcare, working on those issues that directly impact women being in the workforce.
So how is it that our community could, if this is a passion of theirs or of their business or as an individual, how can they contribute to this account, and can they earmark their money even specifically to go to like one of those agencies or one of those submission statements?
Absolutely. So if they wanted to make a contribution, all they have to do is write a check to the Greater Salina Community Foundation, and then in the memo line put the YWCA Legacy Fund. And that is the way that they get to select that. Now, if one of those four areas they want to highlight, they just need to put that in the memo too, or they could attach a memo when they send that to the Community Foundation, so that if they want it specifically earmarked towards the elimination of racism, that those dollars would be earmarked specifically for that purpose.
Okay.
I know the NAACP has received some funds. They have a community gathering each year that's open to anyone to attend, and some of the funds have supported that work in the past as well.
Okay. So now tell us about the Women of Achievement event that we've hosted in the past and that we are intending on hosting again this November.
Yes. Thank you for agreeing to volunteer and help with the planning of that.
You bet.
We are currently in those stages of planning the event for November. The goal of that really is to highlight the work of women in our community. And there are several different categories that women can be nominated for. And so people can start today thinking about outstanding leaders who have impacted the Salina area that are women. and specifically write a nomination. Those nomination forms will be housed and will live on our website, and will be promoted through our Facebook page, which is Women of Achievement. So that would be an easy place for them to find that. And then the categories that we nominate specifically in are around service to your community, education, arts and culture, achievement in the workplace, achievement in personal growth, and emerging leaders. So we really want to be all-encompassing. When you think about women and the work that they do every day here, their impact is large.
Excellent. So that when are those going to be available, and when are they due to be submitted by?
So those
for the November event?
nominations will begin collecting those in the month of June. And the nomination period will end at the end of August so that our committee has time to review them. And then they will be announced at the November event that we're hosting.
Excellent. So I know that it's open to the community, and that we have many women who've been outstanding in giving back, starting agencies that are now helping others, that have been outstanding business leaders. And this is just a really great opportunity to recognize those individuals.
Yeah, and that's another way for us to keep the legacy of the YWCA alive. The first year of Women of Achievement was in 1993. So the YWCA was still in operation at that time. And this was just one way to kind of continue the work that they do. We do this event. Currently, we've been doing it every other year. COVID kind of threw a wrench into things. And so it's kind of a reboot. It's been 2018 since we were in the same space for this activity. And something that there's a group of about 20 women are very committed to. And the planning is a super special time to think about the value that women provide every single day here in our community.
And I think it's awesome that women are empowering other women, that we're here to support one another and recognize the strengths and the contributions that people make. And it's a great way to honor and keep those in front of everybody, to let them know that they are appreciated and valued, and to keep the original roots of the YWCA alive and well. So, well, Lori, I appreciate you coming over today.
Thank you for the invitation.
You bet. It's always a pleasure to do any work with you, as it's been for years. And I encourage anybody who's listening to, if they have any questions, to reach out to either Lori directly and or to me, and or to get a hold of the Greater Salina Community Foundation if you would like to be a volunteer and or to help out with the Legacy
Absolutely.
Fund.
And be watching, because there will be a lot of marketing that's taking place over the summer and this fall. Specifically for the event, we would love to have you join us in our efforts to highlight the work, but then to continue the work of the Y through the fund is so critical. We want to grow those dollars so that we can make an even bigger impact.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.